People never do something just once. If somebody betrays you today, they will betray you again. If somebody micromanage you today, they will micromanage you again. And there's a delusional part of us that always think, oh, this person is my friend. I know this person lie. They lie to many people. But I know because I'm their friend, they're not going to lie to me. No, you are being delusional there. That is the actual problem with us. If you can look at the pattern, if you can study the relationship of that person with other people, and you can ascertain the pattern, don't exclude yourself based on the fact that, hey, you are their friend, or you are their family, or you are their dad, or you are their children. There's nothing that will exclude you from that pattern. Nothing. Because you're just an human being to them. There's no difference. Hello everyone. Welcome again to my channel. Welcome again to another episode of POK Experience. And today we'll be talking about patterns. And what are patterns? Why are we discussing patterns? One of my listeners actually said I should talk about it. And I think it's an amazing topic. It's something I should talk about. It's something I'm currently observing as well. It's something I've been paying attention to on how patterns affect our life. We can call it patterns, we can call it character, we can call it habits, we can call it a lot of things, but they all comes down to things that we do without effort. Yes, a lot of habits, a lot of actions that we take them without thinking twice. We do them over and over again. And we always have this delusional mindset that we are in control of it. Yes, we always think we are in control of it, that, oh, anytime I don't want to do it, I won't do it, which is a lie. So let's pick it from the roots. What are characters? What are habits? What are patterns? For example, if you have a colleague at work and you tell the colleague that you have an idea and you share the idea with that person, and then you have a meeting the next day and this person presented that idea as if it's their own, and then you didn't say anything, maybe they saw you during the lunch break and they apologized and you felt okay, I just have to say it because the heat of the moment, the flow was so good, I just have to chip it in, and then you forgive and then you overlook it. The thing is that is not a standalone action. That's betrayal, that's theft, that idea theft that just happened. It's not a standalone action. Yes, if you zoom out, if you go back, if you sit back and look at that person's interaction with you, you will observe some pattern. Say for example, your relationship. You observe that you and your partner always have issues. And then when you have this issue, say maybe after 2 weeks, the issue will be resolved. Maybe after that time, you're going to have some great sex. And then there'll be like 1 week of peace. And then there'll be another issue. That is a pattern. That issue, you are always treating those fights as stand-alone fights. Oh, she's angry with me because I did not call her early. No, that's not why she's angry with you. She's angry with you because she was deprived of attention when she was small. When she was a kid, she was deprived of attention. And the only way for her to get attention is by she throwing tantrum, fighting, and then maybe overreacting to things that are very, very small, so that her dad can cuddle her up, and then that's the way she gets attention when she was a kid. But that pattern is already ingrained in her. She has not actually sat back and tried to defeat that pattern. It's already ingrained in her. Now that she's an adult, she's married, or probably she's in a relationship, she does not know how to get the attention of her spouse, of her husband, of her boyfriend, except through tantrums and fights. Are you following me? She does not know how. You might think, she just didn't. No, she doesn't know how to maybe sit still. There are a lot of people that in their relationship, they cannot go a month without having a fight. They just can't. If they go a month or 2 months without a fight, that's when you will start seeing some ladies saying, "Oh, that guy is a very boring guy." You know, they will say, just shit on me, let me even get angry. You've not heard that before. So it is a pattern. They do not know how to get attention. The pattern, the issue did not start from you, and it will not end with you. It is a personal issue for them. You get what? So the person, she has to go fight that issue, defeat that issue before she could actually be fine. Now she could actually be telling herself that, it's not like that, until you actually sit back and then look at it way back, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Look at your relationship and say, why are we always fighting? Oh, the reason we're always fighting is because of this. Then you look at the issue you're always fighting about. Then you observe that those issues are actually non-issues. They are non-issue. They are things you shouldn't be fighting about. You observe that these things are things we should not be fighting about. As couples, we shouldn't be fighting about them. But you keep on fighting about it over and over again. You keep on fighting about it. This is how patterns happen. You need to go back and see how you got to that point. And I'll tell you, you need to understand it from the perspective that, especially in Yoruba culture, for example, if somebody does something, they will say that is iwa niye. They say, iwa niye, and it means that is that person's character. And they are most likely trying to say that is his character. That's who the person is. That's who she is. You need to just know that that is who they are as a person, and there's nothing that's going to change. So what is character? Character is like, I think in the Greek word, it stands for something that is ingrained, something that is stamped, like something that is fixed. And that's what they're trying to say in Yoruba, that is that person's character. Iwa eniye. That is a character. So there's nothing that's going to change about it. So you need to understand that people do something. Nobody does anything just once. They don't stop doing whatever they are doing. If somebody lies to you today, they will most likely lie to you again. There's something I actually observe about cheating in a relationship. If you do it once, then that's all. You'll keep doing it till you die. That's the thing about cheating. If you unlock it once, then you keep going. Why? Because the guilt at the beginning, the guilt that you will have, if you have not cheated before, the guilt that you will have at that first time will be, let's say it is as high as this. See, the second time, the guilt level will reduce. And the more you do it, the more the guilt level is reducing. And then it's to get to a point that you will not feel any guilt while you are cheating on your partner. And even if when you get caught, you will not feel any guilt. Deep down, it is normal to you. Why? Because you've actually suppressed that conscience of guilt. You've suppressed it with a repeating pattern of cheating. So nobody does anything. No, people never do something just once. If somebody betrays you today, they will betray you again. If somebody micromanage you today, they will micromanage you again. If somebody does something to you today, they will do it again. And there's a delusional part of us that always think, oh, this person is my friend. I know this person they lie to many people, but I know because I'm their friend, they're not going to lie to me. No, you are being delusional there. That is the actual problem with us. If you can look at the pattern, if you can study the relationship of that person with other people, and you can ascertain the pattern, don't exclude yourself based on the fact that, hey, you are their friend, or you are their family, or you are their dad, or you are their children. There's nothing that will exclude you from that pattern. Nothing. Because you are just an human being to them. There's no difference. If somebody has a pattern of betrayal, for example, you've observed this person over time and you've seen the way they've done business with outsider. Say somebody that is a thief. Maybe when they do business, they always try to cheat people. They always try to dupe people. They always try to be cunning with people and do a lot of stuff. Regardless of whatever relationship they have with you, they will do it with you. They will cheat you one day. Never assume they won't do it to you. Why? It is a pattern. It is also established in the Bible in Proverbs 26:11 that as a dog returns to his vomit, so a fool repeats his folly. Look at those words. A dog returns to his vomit. Proverbs is one of the best books in the Bible. My mentor Sake will always say that if you can study Proverbs, Psalms, and Ecclesiastes, you're gonna be good. Like those are principles of life are power packed in Proverbs, Psalms, and Ecclesiastes. I printed out those three books of the Bible. You're right here with me. I think I can find them on my bookshelf here. I printed those three books of the Bible out separately so that I can flip the pages and study them. Proverbs 26:11 said, a dog returns to its vomit. Vomit is something that is very, very bad, right? That means a dog returns to it. That same thing, that's the same way patterns are ingrained in us. They are like compulsory. They are there, they are stamped, and there's absolutely nothing that will change it, except you want to work with it, except you want to avoid it, except you want to work on yourself. And believe you me, many people, 90% of people will never accept that they have these patterns or this terrible way of behavior, this terrible behavior. This is a repeated pattern in my life. I don't want it. I want to work on it. Many people will never accept that. 90% of people will never accept that. So that is settled. So how are these patterns? How do they come into our life? People will say tabula rasa, right? We come to life with clean slate. So how do these things happen? How does somebody, a lady in a relationship, why does she always want to fight with her boyfriend? Why does she always want to fight with her boyfriend? Why? There are ways that these things happen. Number one is genetics. through the blood, through remember that podcast video I made where I spoke about is it family patterns? Is it breaking the family curse? No. I know I spoke something around family pattern, but that's not the topic. It's about family. Go look at my channel and look for that podcast episode and listen to it. So genetics play a very, very important role in how patterns are formed, how they are ingrained in us. So I spoke about the story of a family where majority of them grew up and then they were good, and a family where majority of them grew up and they were alcoholic and all. You will have listened to people like Cristiano Ronaldo that will say, "Oh, I don't take alcohol." Why? I think he said his father was an alcoholic. But why do you think you that drink alcohol, you are not alcoholic? Just take small and then you are fine. And then somebody is saying that they will not take alcohol. Why? Because there is a pattern ingrained in those people's genetics that if they start tasting alcohol, they are prone to becoming alcoholic. That's how you see when you go to hospital, they will say, hey, any family illness, maybe your family, there's an history of hypertension, there's an history of this. The same way those diseases, they are in genetics, habits and behavior are also coded in genetics. Yes, that's why you see a son. You know, one of the interesting parts of Prison Break was when T-Bag, I think it's season 5, where Michael Scofield was trying to bring out T-Bag, and T-Bag met his son, and then T-Bag was telling his son that Scofield was looking for somebody that could do this, that could do that, and then he find you, and then when he find you, he knows that there's no how you could have learned this. It is in you. It is in you because you are my son. T-Bag was trying to tell him that you're a criminal because it is right there in you. That's why you see sons of criminals becoming criminals, sons of alcoholic becoming alcoholic, sons of addicts becoming sons of. Again, their patterns, they are right there. So the same way you see diseases, illness being ingrained, being stamped in our genetics, behavior also come with it as well. And the next one is our early stage when we start growing up, when we're kids. This is the most important part of our life. When we're kids, very, very small. I think even between age 0 to like 10. That's the most important part. That is why everybody always say that they want the father and the mother at home in this period. Why? Because both parents play different roles in the life of the kid. They play different roles in the life of the kid. Say, that's what I'm saying, somebody that lacked dependence, somebody that was abandoned when she was a kid or he was a kid. Let me use a guy now. If a guy was abandoned by maybe his mother or his father when he was a kid, he was abandoned. So that means he grew up not knowing how to depend on anybody. So he has to solve his problem himself. He has to look for money himself. He has to grow himself. So he doesn't depend on anybody. This guy can grow up and not wanting to take help from people. For example, I when I was growing up, I'm not saying my parents were very, very much available. Kudos to them. But when I was growing up, I observed that I don't like asking for help. I don't like it. For example, I don't like help. I don't like it. So I started studying myself that why don't I like asking? I don't like asking for help. Maybe borrowing money, for example. I detest it. I don't like it. But there's no how you want to grow in life that you will not ask for help or you will not be helped by people. There's no how. So that means I have to defeat that. But I have to trace it back. It turns out that when I was actually very small, when I was in school, I was brilliant. So I solve my assignment myself. I do my assignment myself. And if I do not know my assignment, I'll go to school and get flogged. So this actually builds up the fact that if I cannot find solution to this problem, that means I'm going to have to go face the consequences. So it's already a pattern ingrained in me from that moment. When I was in secondary school, shout out to my grandmother. She's a very good woman as well, helped me a lot. But I had to do my assignment myself. So if I can, and you know that that is the stage where we learn problem solving. Age 0 to 10, that is when you learn problem solving. People always say, oh, what is the usefulness of XYZ? What is the usefulness of quantitative reasoning and verbal reasoning? These are things that help you build problem solving skill. These are the areas where you will learn to stay with a problem, digest it over and over again, and try to find solutions to it yourself. So these are the period where we build all of us. That is when we build our problem solving skill. So I have to do my assignments myself. And if I cannot do it, I have to go to school and get flogged. So it built this pattern in me that if you cannot find solution to a problem, the next available option is to go face the consequences of not finding solution to that problem. So, but that's not LD. That's not LD. So I had to learn that if you don't find solution to a problem, you could ask for help. But because then help is not going to come. As far as my assignment is concerned, help is not going to come. So that's why I'm trying to give an example of what happens when you are a kid. You need to sit back as a person and study how your life was when you were a kid. What happened? Were you abandoned by your mom? Do you lack attention? If you are a kid that lacked attention when you were small, there are solutions you have built over time to combat that lack of attention. It's either you overcompensate for the small attention that you get, which means that if you are a woman and a guy just maybe buys you an apple, you most likely just fall in love with him. And the guy will start going around that, oh, that girl is very cheap. I just bought her apple and then she's all over me. But what is that? Now, the problem is not you. It's because of you lack attention when you were a kid, and now you don't know how to deal with it. And then now you overcompensate for whatever attention you are getting. That pattern is already ingrained in you. It is there, and it was formed when you were a kid. So this is happened over and over again. There are people that suffered abandonment. There are people that suffered dependency issue. There are people that they were actually maltreated by their parents, and there are a lot of things that happen at the formative age of our life. And we built solutions, we built habits, we built ways to mask these problems. We didn't solve the problem. Somebody that was abandoned when he was a kid. If you were abandoned as a kid and then you solve your problem yourself. So you now start masking the problem, just like me. I started masking the problem. You didn't solve it. You didn't sit back and say, hey, it's fine now. That era is gone. I can ask for help. You need to actually relive that experience and tell yourself that, hey, everything is fine now. Everything is fine now. And that's why people go to therapy and all of that. So another one is the way you grow up. You start building habits. You start building situations to avoid those problems. And this is how our habits are formed. Our patterns are built over and over again. And you need to know that the weakest part of our character, they reinforce the patterns because they require zero effort to recreate. Just like me, for example, I saw my assignment myself. It's just there in my head. Once the problem happened and I cannot solve it myself, it's already in my head. The pattern is already that, okay, tomorrow I close my book, I go to school, I get flogged. That is it. That is the loop. Now, if I do not intentionally intercept that loop, that is the way I'll start living my life all through, which is not LD, which is not very, very LD. So because the weakest part is of our brain. Our brain don't like to work over time. They like to reserve their energy for important things. So That's why habit, for example, if you read Power of Habits, yeah, I think I have Power of Habits here. If you read Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg, you're going to understand this very well on how habits are formed and how these things are built over time. But let's go on. How do you test patterns? How do you see the pattern? Because hey, like I said, many people will never change. Look, there's a stat that 70% of people that go to prison and they come out, they get rearrested within the next 3 years. About 70% of people that goes to jail in the US and then they are released, they get arrested in about 3 years. Like they commit another crime. Just to show you how Proverbs 26:11 is so powerful, that the dog will always go back to his vomit. So if you yourself personally don't sit down and deal with your own patterns, don't worry, it will be there with you till you die. And these things will always stop. For example, if I have not dealt with my issue of dependency, I will not know how to ask for help and I will not be able to grow. It's a fact. There's nothing you want to do about it. But how do you see pattern? There are some people you have to just avoid. You can't change them. A lady that has attention issue, that always want to fight, always want to create a problem so that you guys will fight, because it is in that fight that she likes. There are people that it is only when there's fights in the relation, that's when they enjoy the relationship, because that's the only time they feel they are getting attention. That's the only time they feel loved. That's the only time it is ingrained in them. So those kind of ladies, you want to avoid them as a guy. So how do you test patterns? The first thing is you should look at their decisions over time. Look at the decisions they've made. You want to go into a relationship with somebody, you ask them their history of their exes. Nothing too serious. Oh, you've had me personally as a guy, POK, I'm talking to a lady, and then you say, oh, I've had this kind of relationship with this person, with that person, we did this, we did, not bullshit talk about, oh, what is your body count? I'm not talking about that. Don't ask anybody that bullshit question. No, you will know the body count of anybody you want to know. You don't have to ask them. So, and then they're also going to give you their own history of the type of people they've dated in the past. You need to now sit down and look at the pattern. If somebody has an history of dating fraudsters, you need to avoid that person. The person is not trying to say, oh, it's time for me to settle down. I want to date a 9-to-5 guy. It won't work. You will get burnt in that relationship. Take it or leave it. You will get burnt. They have not dated a 9-to-5 person before. They don't know how to date a 9-to-5 person. They don't know how to behave. They don't know what to expect from a 9-to-5 person. You are an experiment. They want to see if they will survive that kind of relationship. So it is your job to look at the pattern that exists in their past decision. Who are the type of people they've dated in the past? For example, okay, you want to hire somebody. That's why when in your interview, for example, the HR or hiring committee will say, oh, why are you leaving the place you are living? Why are you leaving your company? Why do you want to leave your company and come to our company? It's a trick question. They want to look at the patterns. Oh, why do you leave you left your first company? Why did you leave? They want to look at the pattern. That why are you leaving? For example, they will look at your CV, they look at your resume and say, hey, you don't use up to 1 month. Yeah. You don't use up to 1 year in any of the company you work with here. Why? They've already seen a pattern. They've seen a pattern like that, oh, this guy does not use up to 1 year in any company he has ever worked with. If we will ever work with this guy, that means he might not use up to 1 year. We need to actually ask why he's leaving these places. Is it a fight? Is it because he patterns? So it is your job as human being to look at the colleague you are working with, the boss you are working for, the girl you want to date, the guy you want to date, the people you want to be in relationship with, the friends you have. Look at the pattern of decision they have made in the past. They dropped out of school. Why did they drop out? They quit a job. Why did they quit? They left a relationship. Why did they leave? Don't treat those things as a standalone issue and say, oh, this person quits a job. It's more than that. You need to look at the pattern and just look at it way back. Did they have an history of quitting? Do they have an history of quitting? Do they have an history of cheating on their partner? Do they have an history of lies, of fornication, adultery, betrayal, gossip? Do they, if in a circle of friends, for example, maybe somebody came to you and then they are gossiping to you. You should know that they will also go and gossip you to the other person now. Oh, you think they will just gossip that person to you and then they will leave? It doesn't work that way. It's a pattern already. The dog will always go back to the vomit. They're not going to stay away. So it's your job to actually see what is happening in that industry and look at the patterns. Study it. The decision this person is making over time, what is it telling me? The decision I have made over time, what is it telling me? It has to start with you. The decision you yourself have made over time that has brought you to this point. Take it or leave it. Wherever you are in life, you are there because of the series of decisions you have made. Why did you make those decisions? Is it because you want to run away from something? Is it because you are shying away from something? Is it because you are running away from taking up challenges and problems? Is it because you don't like doing something new? Is it because you don't like doing something new for a long time and you're always seeking novelty? Is it because, you need to ask yourself that question. There's a reason you make decisions that you are making. There's a reason. There's a hardcore pattern that is pushing you to make those decisions, and you need to find it. Actions speak louder than voice, brother. Actions speak louder than words. What are their actions? What are those things they've decided to do? What are those? Check those things. Another way you can check for patterns is to stress test. Yes, stress test. Put a lot of work on that colleague. For example, me myself, I always stress test. Put a lot of work on them. Put a lot of prayer on them. See what will happen. At times in your workplace, you will get a lot of workload. For example, your colleague will be free, and your manager will give you double task. Your manager might be stress testing you. I want to know what will happen if they promote you to a bigger position. You know, right? You know, when we in the corporate world, there are some positions you cannot get into if you cannot handle stress, prayer, or all of these things. If you will run away when there's stress. So that is why your manager at times will stress test you. Yeah, they will increase your workload intentionally. But you, if you are very stupid, you run away. You say, oh, look at my colleague there now. Both of us, we are earning the same salary and they're giving me too much work. How did the person behave during deadline? How do they behave when there's a deadline? Do they still finish up? Look at that, your friend. How did they behave when it comes to assignments in school? Do they always do their best to see at least submit something? In the exam mode, do they just write one question and say, oh, I don't know the rest, and then they go and submit? Or they take time to still try and put something down? These small things, they are passing an information to us about the pattern the person is following in their life. So you can stress test. Your girlfriend, stress test. Your boyfriend, stress test. Your wife, stress test. See what they will do on that prayer. many people always fall down when there's pressure. That 98% of people, they will fall. I face pressure a lot when it comes to my workplace. I'm used to it. I can tell you that I've been stressed over and over again. Workload. I'm used to it. So sometimes people don't know that their manager is stress testing them. That's why I want to point that out. Another test for pattern is power test. Power test. Abraham Lincoln will say, you want to know the character of somebody, give them power. Give them power. See what they will do. Power test. Oh my God. Many people that suffer abandonment issue, they always fail in this power test. Say, for example, somebody that does not know how to depend on people, and then the person grew up, and then the person now became now is not in a position of power. Similarly, the way the person is your manager at work, you will observe that the manager will not be able to say, "Oh, I don't understand this." Yeah, they will always want to form they know everything. That person has an issue when they were a kid that they have not gone back to go and deal with psychologically. So many people that have abandonment issue when they were kids, they always fail when it comes to power test. You want to know the character of people, give them power and see what they will do. Many people always think, I'll be a great leader if I'm the president of Nigeria. No, many of you will be bad leaders. You see what you do when you are just a manager in a startup. You see what you do. You see how you behave. Look at their choices of partner. I've said this. The choices of partner. One of the things people don't, for example, one of the things that some guys don't get is, some ladies don't get is, some men, because they want to dominate, they will always go for partners that they can subdue. Maybe a lady that is not as educated as them, a lady that does not earn as much as them, that is not as beautiful. They will take those kind of people so that they can lord over them and be like, hey, if it's not me, nobody's going to look at you. You are ugly, you know. So they don't like to be in a relationship with somebody that have some sort of self-worth. They don't like it. So you need to study the relationship. That's why I said, if you're talking to a lady and you want to woo her, and you ask her about, talk to me about your ex. It is not, you're not looking for body count. It's not just about sex. You want to. That's why once the person tell you about their ex, look at the patterns. Does the person have a history of dating cultists or thugs, of men that looks like they are evil men? Is that their own pattern? And do they have daddy issues? So you need to look at the kind of guys they dated. So their relationship choices also tell you a lot about them. So guys that date women that are very, very subpar, you will see some very handsome guys. They will date maybe a lady that is not that handsome, that beautiful. It is a it's because they want to dominate her. Sometimes it's because they want to show that, hey, me, fine boy like this, I came for you. You know, you should be happy because it's psychological. Guys always do that thing. They'll go to the village. They'll go and take a small girl, and then the girl will grow up. The girl will learn that, you came to take me and marry me when I was young because I'm naive. Then the girl will learn, and then the girl will revolt, and then the marriage will scatter. It's always backfire. This strategy, it always backfire. But what I'm not going to talk about marriage or no, that's not. I want to talk about patterns. So you need to study their choice of relationship, their choice of partners. Look at it very well. It tells you a lot about the person that they are. Yeah. Do they go for looks over substance? That is something. That is something for you to pay attention to. I won't dwell on that much. So we need to look at some of the toxic patterns that we have. I've mentioned a lot of them, but I need to mention one, which is Saviour Complex. You see, many of us in Nigeria, we have this Saviour Complex. I have it, but I've defeated it. It's gone from my head now. And that's why you see I always talk about black task or something like that. Many of us that give out black tasks, we have Saviour Complex in our head. We always think you are, I need to work hard to save my family, to grow my family, to save. You are the person that God has sent to that family to come and pull everybody away from poverty. No, you are not. You are not. You are not the person. You need to go and carry yourself away from poverty first. You want to study about black? I spoke about it in Breaking the Curse of Family. So you can go and listen to that. That's not what I'm talking about. But I want to point out that many of us in Nigeria, they have Saviour Complex in their head. And how do you know somebody has Saviour Complex? Say, for example, somebody is trying to mentor you. You will notice that they don't want you to stand on your feet. No, they don't. The moment you grow to a certain level, they would have issue with you because you are now growing. They like it when you are naive, don't know anything, and then they spoon feed you. They like it. Many Nigerians like, that's why you see that poverty content grows in Nigeria social media space. If you go to TikTok, Instagram, poverty content grows in Nigeria social media space because Nigerians have Saviour Complex. When they see somebody that is poor on Instagram or TikTok, they will start thinking, they want to save that person. So that when they save that person, the person will be under them. They will be like, oh, I made you. And it is in the head of many Nigerians. And that is a pattern I've studied in Nigeria, and I've seen that, if you're a guy, you're creating on TikTok and maybe you're average, nobody cares about you. But watch how they will care about somebody that is extremely poor. Watch how they will care. It's not because they care about poverty. No. Or they want to save that person. No. If they really care, they have poor people in their own family that they can save. But it is the idea of Saviour Complex that, I like to rescue people. You will see there are some guys that it is prostitute that they want to date. They will take prostitute and they will say, I want you to stop doing prostitution. I want to open shop for you. And it is Saviour Complex. There are a lot of stupid men that have this thing in their head. It is Saviour Complex. It is a pattern that you need to actually defeat. You are not the savior of anybody. You can assist people, assist them to stand on their feet and leave them alone. And leave them alone. Let them thrive. Let them grow on their own. You've assisted them. Let them own their own life. Let them make their own mistakes. Let them grow. But many people in Nigeria, they don't want that. They want people that they can always, trample upon and show that I'm your God, I'm your God. So another very toxic pattern you need to look out for is Saviour Complex. It is bad. You can have it as somebody, but you need to defeat it. Once you see a problem, you want to solve it. You're the savior. No, you are not. There's some problem that you should unlook from. Let it be. Another one is the people that personalize everything. You can pass like this and say good morning, and they will start reading meaning to that good morning. That good morning that you said to them, they will start reading meaning to it. And they are always a victim. They are victim in the time of Abacus. They are victim in the time of Abraham. Victim during Jesus' time. Victim in Roman Empire. Victim today, victim tomorrow. They are always victim. They have not done any bad thing to anybody in their life. So whatever it is that they did not get from their parents when they were kids, they want to get it from everybody else. And if they cannot get it from you, you are an evil person. It's either it is respect, it's either it is money, it's either it is attention. A girl that lacks attention when she was small and then she's not dating you, the way she's going to want attention from you, you will be sick of it. You will be sick of it. And if you do not give her that level of attention that she wants, she will already start making herself a victim. You are not trying enough. So you need to study this pattern. You need to look at your own life very well and study this pattern. Yes. So let's go to how you can solve this problem. I don't want to talk about the problem and not talk about the solution. But the first thing you should do is you have to believe that you are not in control. Once you study, for example, personally, I've studied a lot of patterns in my own life. I know where they came from. I've defeated some. I'm still analyzing some. You have to first accept that you are not in control. For example, Saviour Complex is done. I'm done with it. I'm done with Saviour Complex. I used to have it, like I said. If I 98% of Nigerians have Saviour Complex. Yes. You are listening to this podcast, you most likely have it. Because you're already thinking you are the savior of your family. That's the Saviour Complex. You are not. How sure are you that you will be a billionaire and then you'll be able to save your family from poverty? How sure are you? How many people do you think move from grass to grace? How many? Very, very few. Very, very few. Majority of billionaires today, their parents were rich. So if your parent is not rich currently and not a billionaire, your chance of becoming a billionaire is about 1%. It's very, very slim. You don't have the chance. People like us that are speaking like this, we don't have the chance. It's very, very slim. So stop thinking in your head that you are the savior of anybody. So you need to agree that you are not in control. Whatever pattern you've been able to observe in your life, at your workplace, know that you are not in control. Stop thinking, oh, character is plastic. It's not fixed. It might be ingrained in you. It might look permanent. But you can fix it. You can avoid it. You can limit how much power it has on you. And above all, you can redirect the energy, which is where I'm going to. You have an attention issue. You can redirect that energy. It's all energy. You have abandonment issue. You can redirect the energy. That's how you see some people, they will have issues with attention, and then they will just be like, they are very logged in. They can easily pour that time and attention into books. And then with that, they develop solutions that can help the world. It is still the same abandonment issue that you have, that is making you want to fight your boyfriend all the time, that person also have. But they are redirecting their own into books, into learning new skills every now and then. It's still the same abandonment issue. They were abandoned, you were abandoned. But now they are using it very well. But you are using it to fight every now and then. So whatever pattern you've been able to find, bro, redirect the energy. I don't want to always make my podcast too long. I like it to be around 30 minutes. And I hope you've learned one or two today about patterns, about behavior, about character, about how our formative age are playing an important part in our life. And we need to revisit those formative age and fix a lot of things. Like I always say, I'll see you some other time.